Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first ever Hilchos Tefillah Shir. I'm super excited to get this going. My name is Yehuda Schwartz, and I will mention be a host every single week, twice a week, on the halachas of Tefillah. So, before we start, I want to explain to you how this series will work, Mitzvah Shem, more or less. So we're going to be learning together Mitzvah Shem twice a week, B'li Neder, hopefully, but each year being about 20 minutes or so. Each week we will focus on one area of Tefillah. One shir will focus on one on a halachic basis. Practical guidance from Kitzur Shulchan. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get into the Mishnah Berurah aspect down the road, Mitzvah Shem. The second share will focus more on just understanding the mindset, the pnimius, using a sefer on Tefillah, and also on Orchos Yesher. And I'll try to hopefully spray in some stories here and there from Pesach Kron, who has been a very big instrumental part of my life when I read his stories. Here's a goal of this year. Let's be honest about it here for a moment. The goal is, we're not looking to criticize anyone, chas v'shalom whatsoever, or to overwhelm anyone. The goal is to have gradual growth, clear, practical, and meaningful insights on Tefillah. Something which we, as kids, have not learned it so well, unfortunately. And hopefully, over the course of time, with Hashem's help, we're going to be able to stem the tide of seeing people coming to shul late or living in the middle. A lot of it is because a lot of people don't understand what it means to daven in shul. A lot of people don't understand what even the Pirush Milos are. There's a special series. It's called Tefillah, run by Rabbi Shmuel Shabbos and Rabbi Simcha Shik, who I got to know very well. And it's amazing. They translate one line, one pasuk of each day on that's Tefillah. Dr. Nam is Bashir in the series. I would suggest if you go back to Torah anytime, you go check it out. And it's a 5-minute share on that, just on a little bit of translation, a little bit on a little medrash share here and there. It could be that some people will get there as well and have a greater focus on that area. But the main focus is Hilchos Tefillah. Alright. So how's it going to work? That's going to be the big question. More or less, hopefully. So I'll give a little intro to this year every single week. Every single time. So the focus today was going to be is how to prepare before davening. Arriving settled. In other words, you come into shul, settle down, not just running into shul and putting on talis and tefillin and then running through it. And the last thing is respect for davening. We'll try to also set some practical examples and one small Kabbalah, hopefully later in the week, that at some point this week you can commit yourself to take on as you go on in trying to improve davening. So we're going to start first with Kitzur Shulchan today. We're going to read approximately 1 to 2 halachas every single day here, every single time. And here we go. Hachanas haguf l'tefillah u'mekomes sheruah l'spalel sham. Preparing the body for davening and the proper places one should daven by. Ksiv, it says in the pasuk in Amos, Hikal likas elikach Yisrael, prepare to meet your God of Israel. Perish, what's the explanation here is, Sheyochan es atzmoi lifnei Hashem Yisbarach. The one must prepare himself to go before Hashem. It should be gebenched. Sheyalbish es atzmoi bil malbish kovod. The one must dress himself in dignified garments. Kisholech l'spalal. When one goes to daven, kimi, it should be like shaholech lifnei sa nichbad, in a manner of one who's going to appear before an important official. Va'afilu, and even im mispala bebeisa biyichidos, even if someone's davening alone in his house, yalbish es atzmoi kroi. A person should dress appropriately. And I'll get more into that in a minute. In places where the minhag is to wear a belt, or in other words, a gartel, also the spell as atzmai. It's forbidden to daven until one has girded himself with a belt. And the Kitzur actually brings in also a little footnote here as well. One must follow the socially accepted code of dress for greeting a dignitary. Just give you an example, Rabbi Sai. You're walking into a palace, or in our case, here in the United States, you walk into a president. And you, of course, you're prepared to see the president, and you're trying your best to be fitted. You wear a tie, you wear a suit, you wear whatever it takes to look nice. Just imagine you're walking in there, and you're walking there like a complete schlump. Your shirt tucked out, a ripped suit. What do you think the president of the United States will look at you? Chances are he'll just say, "Get out of the." He won't even take you seriously whatsoever. Even more so when you go to daven in shul, before Hashem, whether you're davening at home, whether you're davening in shul, you come into shul, you come in prepared like a mensch, your shirt tucked in, and you prepare yourself. And in some places, they wear gartloch. Also, I myself wear a gartel for every tefillah, every day, even on Shabbos, Yom Tov, whatever it is. But so when you walk into shul, you're gonna walk into shul like a mensch. You walk into shul as if you're walking to the King of Kings, and that's super special. We come in settled. You don't come in rushed. All of a sudden you're running to put on your talis and tefillin, trying to catch up to davening, where the chazan stands, or is up to at this point. It's super important for all of us to just walk in like a mensch. Some examples of inappropriate dress include bareheaded or barefoot. In other words, now you're not wearing any socks. Or in the summertime, where a lot of people just come in, they wear shorts and just put in the towels and tefillin without any jacket. I'm not saying you have to wear a jacket. Some have the million have to wear jackets so much in the place, wherever it may be. You gotta come in either way, not like a schlump. You don't come in with pajamas or gloves, or having any normally covered part of your body uncovered. And the Shulchan Aruch actually discusses in Mishnah Berurah as well. However, if one does pray without a belt, according to the Mishnah Berurah, it's still okay. It's okay. Let's do one more, and then we'll have a Kabbalah for the week, and then we'll focus on a sefer Tefillah of meaning. I'm going to give a shout out to Rabbi Moshe David Leibowitz from his Chav K, who gave me permission to read the sefer, and I read it up on it. For more information, I would suggest you buying it. You can buy it online. It's available in most farm stores. Let's do one more seif, hopefully. Toiv, litain tzedakah kodem tefillah. It's proper to give tzedakah before davening. Shneimar, and it says in Tehillim, Ani v'tzedek echseh fanecha. I shall behold your face through charity. The word tzedek is understood in its context to refer to tzedakah, charity. We can thus learn from this verse that it's proper to behold the face of Hashem, in other words, to daven after having given charity. In some places, have the custom to give during Pesukei Zumrah in the middle of Vayivarach David. By reaching these words, V'ata Moshe b'koil, and you rule everything. Some say it's a gula when you give tzedakah. Then it's the biggest gula from Panasa. And the Shuir continues, Gam yikabel olav kodem kol tefillas mitzvahs v'yatzeach kamocha. One should also accept and put himself before each davening of the mitzvah of v'yatzeach kamocha. To fulfill the commandment, you shall love your fellow as yourself. From Yikra. And direct his heart to love every one of the Jewish people as if he loves himself. Because chas v'sholom, yesh perut l'vois yisrael lamata. There's division between the hearts of the Jewish people below on earth. Azai galamala en misachtis. Then, correspondingly, there's also no unity among the souls of the Jewish people above. But unity between the physical beings of the Jewish people below cause unity and connection between their souls above in heaven. And through this, that davening also becomes unified. And then, when their prayers are all combined together in one unified prayer, that davening finds favor in Hashem. May His name be blessed. So that's the end of today's segment of the Shulchan Aruch. We're going to close today with Tefillah with meaning, written by Moshe David Leibowitz, of the fundamentals of Tefillah. Chapter 1. So a person can't swim without first being taught how to swim. And once a person masters the fundamentals of swimming, is ready to swim in deep water, he only just has to jump in. That's it. There's no reason for him to be scared, since he just knows the basics. And the same is also true regarding davening and tefillah. A person cannot be expected to daven properly if he never learned the fundamentals of davening. And it's important to give it all. A person who comes to shul is Yirah Hashem and believes in Hashem, or else he wouldn't be a shul. Despite this, he may still talk in shul. And the Rabbeinu Yoina, Emsechas Brachas, Daf Beis on base, says that the fact that we daven shows that we trust in Hashem to provide for our needs, since one who has no trust would not ask for anything. A person can come to shul every day, yet daven without any feeling whatsoever. Even if we don't feel a connection when we daven, we still must daven. We go to work even if we're not in the mood, because otherwise our family won't have what to eat. You don't come in with money. The saying goes, if you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. The same is true with tefillah. One who doesn't have a desire to daven must still give his all. And ultimately, it's all too easy to tap the mindset of, davening is not for me. This is just similar to saying, I'm not interested in being a yid. A person must be honest with himself and try to correct his way of thinking. A person may go to shul because there's a certain way of living that he wishes to preserve, yet he doesn't experience pleasure when he davens. There are thousands of people like this who attend shul for 70 years, or 80 years, or even 50 years, while coming late, leaving early, and talking during davening. Is this how we want to live our lives, really? When learning Torah in yeshiva, we advance from one level to the next. But unfortunately, when we daven, we often stay on the same level of understanding in Tefillah as we had in elementary school, without allowing time to learn about Tefillah. Yeshivas are focused on finishing Mesechtas and do not teach the fundamentals of davening. How wonderful it would be if every yeshiva, every menal, every yeshiva, every sgamanal, every rebbe, doesn't matter if you're Sephardi or Ashkenaz or Hasidish, taught the meaning of the words in davening in the early grades. We spend so much time davening, yet we don't know what the words even mean. Many Tefillah concepts will be discussed in the following chapters, but this should only serve as the beginning of a journey to delve into the wondrous power of Tefillah and the role it plays in our lives. And the most common questions are, people have many questions about davening. Why should I daven? What's the goal? 3 times a day seems to be such a burden. Why do I need to do this for? Why does Hashem need me to daven? Who am I should daven to Hashem, He will answer me. These types of questions cause people not to take davening seriously, which results in talking during davening. If we don't understand when we say what we daven, we don't feel a connection to what we're saying. The Gemara Mesechus Brachos Daf Lamed Beis counts Tefillah as one of the items that we need chizuk, and we must make sure to strengthen ourselves. Many of us do not find Tefillah as satisfying and do not wish to stay in the shul one more second than necessary. Rav Elbel Yaplian Zatzal said that one who never felt a sweetness in his tefillah never davened in his entire life. And we'll finish like this for today. Over our lifetime, we spend tens of thousands of hours davening. In contrast to tefillah, we spend so much time preparing or talking about food, yet very little time eating it. We should spend more time thinking about tefillah, which occupies hours of our day, rather than focusing excessively on what we eat. For example, Shachris takes about an hour, more or less. We're going to eventually discuss how a person should daven, how long it takes to daven. We should make sure that we're not wasting our time by mindlessly turning pages like this. In addition, the way we daven has an effect on our kids, since they watch while we do and follow our lead. If we do not take davening seriously and talk in shul or come late, our children will follow suit, which is very unfortunate. Let's take one Kabbalah out of this first session today. Is coming to shul on time, believing in myself, try to come a couple minutes earlier, try to get my tefillah on in a timely fashion, in time for Hodu, in time for Mincha. Everyone has their unique challenges, and hopefully throughout this journey, we'll work together on overcoming these challenges one by one. Rabbi say, I also want to give a big shkoyach to Rabbi Eli Stefansky Shlita, who, he doesn't really know this, but is due to a part of him that he began a journey of Daf Yomi by deciding he got a chizuk, he got the brainstorm to start a Daf Yomi shir with his oilam the next day, in the middle of Masechta. And with this in mind, I took a chizuk as well from this, to just start a shir on Hilchos Tefillah, which hopefully will help us in our journey as well. Rabbi Say, have a wonderful day.